Partial quotient division. This seems to be popular sometimes with students who learned to do division using partial quotients. So I want to solve these problems for you and want to show you the steps you would have to take if you continue to use this method for division with decimals. This says 50 divided by 4. And a student who is using partial quotient division might say 10 times 4 is 40, and I have 10 left over. And maybe I can give them 1, and 1 times 4 is 4, and I have 6, so I can do another one. And the beauty of partial quotient division is that the student doesn't have to do a 10 first and then a 2. The problem is this answer is 12 remainder 2. So what you would have to do if you continue to do with partial quotient division is realize the place value of the digits. So because I would have to add a tenths place, I would have to understand that whatever number comes next has to be tenths. And if I had 4 into 20, I would have to do 5 tenths. You can understand how you would get this answer wrong if you just wrote a 5 there, because the answer is 12.5. Partial quotient is acceptable, but you have to pay attention to place value. Let's try another example. 193 divided by 2 was one we did in the last video. And if a child wanted to use this strategy, they may choose 50. And 50 times 2 is 100, and I have 93 left. So maybe I could do 40 and have 13 left. And then maybe I could do 6 and have 1 left. Again, at this point, instead of being able to stop, the student would have to realize that place value and the decimal has come into place. And so this is 10 tenths. And 10 tenths shared with 2 people is 5 tenths. So the answer here would be 96 and 5 tenths. So it used to be that we could just divide until we have a remainder, but it's really important now that we understand the place value behind it. If you're still wanting to do partial quotient, I'm still willing to keep showing you what you'd have to do each time. 111, maybe a student would say 10 and subtract 50 and get 61, and then do 10 again and have 11, and then do 2, and now I'm at my remainder. So because I am at my remainder, I am going to add the decimal and the 0, and know that the next number that I write is my decimal answer. So when I'm totaling it, the answer is 22 and 2 tenths. $125 divided by 4. Maybe I know that 25 times 4 is 100. And I have 25 left, and so I'm going to do 6. And I've gotten to my remainder. And so I've added the decimal and the 0, and I know that they're going to get 2 tenths. Now, because I'm down to here, and I have to pull down another 0, that means I have to remember that I am at my hundredths place. So this answer would have to be written in the hundredths. And this answer would be 25 plus 6 plus 2 tenths plus 5 hundredths. So 31 and 25 hundredths.
Ready?
It should be recording.
Oh, it is.
Okay, and I'm there?
Yep. Go.
Division. Splitting something into equal parts, which is the result of fair sharing. Division very often happens when you deal with brothers and sisters. Everyone wants their fair share. There are 3 parts to a division problem. The dividend, which is the amount being shared or the amount being divided. the divisor, which is the number that you share with or the number you divide by, and the quotient, which is the answer to the division problem. And if you see, there's little musical notes here, which means Missy has a song for you. I'm going to save the song until you've learned the location of these division parts. So, how do you write a division problem? Well, this problem says 50 divided by 4 and can be written 3 different ways. Using the division symbol, 50 divided by 4. Using the fraction bar, which is sometimes written like this or sometimes to a slant. 50 divided by 4 or 50 divided by 4. And it's most commonly written like this when you are using a computer or you're using a cell phone or something and you're writing this division problem. Electronically, it's mostly written like this, but we very often use this for our fraction bar as well. And then the long division bar, 50 divided by 4. Now, let's go back to those parts and identify the 50 in each one. This is the dividend divided by the divisor. This is the dividend divided by the divisor. And this is the dividend divided by